Elements of QbD. The link between this material attributes, process parameters, and critical quality attributes. See, the people, equipment, measurement, processing of material, and environment contribute to the process. Everything are finally affecting the product quality. The interrelation of these are expressed as process parameters, which ultimately provide quality attributes of the output product. The relationship between the material attributes and the process parameters are established to realize the quality attributes of the product. This is an image showing the link between each of this input-output parameters and process parameters. And another important measurement or area to consider in QbD is coming into conclusion of a design space. The scientist involved in the formulation development has to identify a design space for each and every process parameter. Design space is identified as a multidimensional contribution and interaction of input variables and process parameters that have been demonstrated to provide assurance of quality. Design space denotes the acceptable conditions that link the input and output, and therefore it is proposed by applicant in the dossier. A response surface design method is used for developing design space. The design space, this is a representation of design space. Design space is smaller than knowledge space and bigger than the control space. What does it mean? For any operation, any process, there will be several parameters which can be operated at a particular limits. For example, take the amount of binder added into a wet granulation mass. Say, if the binder is studied from 1% to 10%, and its effect on the tablet hardness is studied, that contributes the knowledge space. The knowledge space is from 1% to 10%. When they curate the results and finally come out with a feasible limit for binders, they may come into a conclusion that something from 3% to 8% is acceptable, which can produce a decent tablet without much defects or matching the specifications. So this 3% to 8% will be considered as the design space. Now the control space. Since the design space sets the limit, minimum and maximum limit allowable for the particular binder, the scientists will try to limit the binder concentration, maybe somewhere from 5% to 7% or 4% to 7%, which is much smaller than the design space, and the process will be developed for that particular set limits. So what happens even during the process, by chance a deviation happens, and if the deviation goes out of control space, still the product will be with appropriate quality since it is within the design space. That is why the control space, the control parameters are given where the control space is much smaller than the design space. These are the interrelationship between design space and the process control. Design space gives rise to the process controls, and process controls will be monitored, or the process will be monitored by process analytical technology, and finally everything affects the product performance. And the control strategies will be decided at this stage of quality by design. What do you mean by control strategy is control of a particular unit operation. Say if the unit operation is mixing, the unit operation will be controlled by providing proper SOP, where the SOP says which machine to be used for mixing and how long the mixing should be carried out, what should be the order of addition of ingredients, etc. So SOP is one of the controlling tool, along with process documentation such as batch manufacturing report or the other documentations, along with quality assurance, line clearance, etc., are the control strategy. So based on the design space and the control space established by the formulation team, they will decide what shall be the strategy to control the process. So control strategy means planned set of efforts for controls derived from current product knowledge and process understanding that ensure the process, performance and product quality. Once design space is established, the parameters are fixed and standards are finalized. Depending on the critical source of variability, the specifications are normally described as a range. Then the process is managed within the range so that it exhibits defined critical quality attributes. Product lifecycle management. Product lifecycle management means all phases in the life of a product, starting from first design and development of a product to sustaining it in the market for a longer duration, and uh, till until the product is discontinued from the market after a long number of years. So the phases of product lifecycle are pharmaceutical development, technology transfer, commercial manufacture, and product discontinuation. The life cycle of a product is managed by maintaining all the attributes and process parameters within the range specification. Throughout the product life cycle, the product has to be of adequate quality by meeting all specifications. Hence, the quality by design has to take care that the goals are achievable for a long term and can be sustained. So in QbD approach, the preventive actions are also included in if in case of failures or deviation from the specification. So in conclusion, QbD process plays an important role in pharmaceutical industries for product safety and efficacy. ICH guideline maintains the product safer and able to detect the risk during the manufacturing process, and it is clear that QbD has become a necessity. Therefore, the entire stakeholder support adopt to its implementation. Overall, QbD is very important for developing the best pharmaceutical products of quality. Thank you.